Ready to harness the power of your communications data? Blast off with Nylas today.
Hello, welcome to Coding with Nylas, the live stream where we talk about programming, APIs, and more. My name is Blag, Senior Developer Advocate here at Nylas.
Hi there, my name is Ram, and I'm a developer advocate at Nylas.
Hey, how are you, Ram?
I am doing good. I'm excited to go through today's live stream. I know we're going to do some debugging tools, which is going to be fun. But how have you been doing so far?
Well, my son had the fever, so I haven't slept that really well in like 3 days.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm doing fine, thanks.
I can see Valacher wants to join the live stream as well, which is fine.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, my dog's barking. He's excited to join as a guest.
All right, what are we going to talk about today?
Sure. So today we're going to talk about how to debug your PHP code using Psysh. So let's talk first a little bit about my experience with PHP. Around 2005, 2006, I used to use PHP quite a lot. Then I stopped using it, like, I don't know, for like the last 12 years or something like that. So at that time, when you wanted to do something with PHP, it was like you need to install Apache and then you need to install MySQL or whatever. And now it turns out that PHP has its own web server, which is amazing. But what it doesn't have is actually a proper repo. So let me share my screen so we can see what I'm talking about. And obviously people working with PHP might know, but still, let's show. So let's say I go, for example, PHP -a, which is going to bring us the interactive shell. So I can declare a variable, let's say test, for example. I wanted to have the value 1, 2, 3. So we don't see what's inside 1, 2, 3. We actually need to go and say like echo test. Oh, sorry, forgot something. Haven't used PHP in a while, that's why. But 1, 2, 3, semicolon, and now I can do the echo test. And now I'm gonna have the value. So for anything that I do, I think even if I do like 1 + 6 semicolon, it's not giving me anything. So I actually need to go like, okay, echo 1 + 6 semicolon, and it's gonna bring me value 7.
So here you're just showing that you just need to print everything out to be able to see what the value is, and this is kind of what you get out of the box with PHP.
Exactly, and that's not really interactive, you know. So we can use Psysh, this piece, Psysh, which for some reason is not showing up right now. Okay, I read it wrong. It's with a double H. So like this. Oh, sorry, without the Psysh. That's kind of like an interactive shell. So now I can go and say, like, for example, test equals 1, 2, 3, semicolon, and then I get the value of 1, 2, 3. I can go and say like 1 + 6, and it's gonna bring me back 7.
Awesome.
So that's saving me. Yeah, that's saving me for doing echo all the time. And it looks nicer because we have like different colors, so you can see actually the results. So that's pretty good. And there's a bunch of things you can do. I think you can also do like help, for example. I don't know, help bar dump. So let me see. I can use some commands here. So if I to do the documentation. So for example, why is not working? Okay. Anyways, so let's go to the important part, which is, for example, we have a source code. Here we're using Nylas API to grab items from our mailbox, but then we would like to see what's inside. So usually we do kind of like a echo bar dump. We put the variable, then put a die, so execution ends, and we can see what's inside the variable. So if I run it, I bring back the result, and it's just gonna, it's gonna stop, and there's not much we can do.
Gotcha.
So with Psysh, what we can do is we just wanna delete this, and the only thing we need to do is put eval slash psi slash sh as a function, and that is gonna do something pretty cool. So we're gonna save that. We're gonna rerun it, and we're gonna see that it's different now. You see, we have here a part of our source code. We have the breakpoint here, and we can actually see the result of any variable that we would like. So if I say, for example, variable result, we have all the information of the result variable.
So you can expect every variable that's been defined up to that point.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go into any variable that has been defined.
Okay.
So I can do ch, for example, which is the connection. So there's no need to actually go and doing like bar dump this variable die, bar dump this variable die. With this one, you just put a breakpoint, and then you have access to everything that is inside. So
Okay.
actually, you can do an ls, and then you get a list of all the variables that you have inside your script, which is
Gotcha.
pretty convenient. Yes, it's pretty amazing.
So you can kind of go through your code step by step and just kind of inspect
Mhm.
certain things without having to go through everything all at once and try to figure out what happened.
Yes, exactly. And here I think it should be like this. Gives you access to the documentation. So let me see. Help. Oh, well, actually, you will help here. So show a list of commands.
Oh, so just doc.
Mhm.
So if you type
Yeah.
doc, you could type in the method.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's not help. Yeah, it's for that. So let me see. So if I put doc and let's say, for example, yeah, we have the documentation here, which is pretty convenient. So inside our debugging area, we can actually access the documentation to see if we're calling the function right or wrong. And you see that here we have these two dots here, and I need to press enter and enter to make it just go down. If we press the letter Q, we go into the prompt again, which is pretty convenient. Also, we have, I think there's something here also pretty good.
I like the where am I? Show where you are in the code.
Yeah, let's type it in. Where am I? Over here, and you can see part of your source code, so you can see where you are actually, right? So that's more convenient, and then you know which variables you want to collect or because of get information from.
So
So that's
what's
pretty
cool about
Mhm.
where am I is if you end up going through and just kind of debugging, you forget where you are in the code, you can always just print that original statement again, which is very powerful.
Yeah, and it brings back kind of like a bunch of lines. It's not like, okay, you're here on line 52, right? It's actually giving you more lines so you have more context of where you actually are, which I think is fantastic. And then I think we have this, what the
Does-
F? So what the F is going to give you the latest exception. And for me, it was like I was using the command run. But if there was an exception, then we would get it here.
Oh, so most recent errors you can see.
Uh-huh.
Oh wow, this is cool.
Exactly. Yeah, it's pretty good. So and as I said, you can put that single line, which is this one, eval backslash sign backslash sh, everywhere in your code. It's just gonna stop there, but it's gonna give you access to everything. And this one is actually not new, but I never knew because I mean I stopped using PHP for so long, and usually these kind of things not always get very well known. So I thought it was a good idea just to refresh myself on PHP and let people know that there's actually a tool that you can use to debug your source code instead of going like echo bardam die, echo bardam die, and putting that everywhere, which just doesn't make too much sense. And let's say, I'm just, for the sake of completion, I'm just going to remove that. And I'm just going to run this. And this one is going to read my inbox. You can see that it's working fine. It's printing what it needs to print. And by adding this, we can actually, like I said, get access to every variable on the script, which is pretty cool.
One
Let's
thing,
see. Yep.
one thing we were talking about, I don't know if you mentioned, but anytime you put in an evaluate for Psysh or Psych, um, you're mentioning that after you exit that REPL, you're essentially going to end the program. Is that the idea? So you just end the program. If you add in multiple, then you can stop at those places. So you have to manually enter any
Yes.
points you want to stop at.
Uh-huh. Yes, yes, of course. So for example, let me return my screen so we can actually send that. So let's say, for example, let me comment this. So I'm gonna use this echo bar dump and die. So for example, let's say I want to see what are some ch variables. So I'm gonna put this here. I need to put a ch here. So when I run it, it's gonna dump whatever information is on ch and then just stop the execution.
Yep.
So let's see what happens if we actually try to do this. We put one here, and then we put one here for result. And this is a very short example, so if you have something bigger, you actually want it to just kind of like stop that. So here, for example, it's gonna bring us back the result, which is pretty long, and also it doesn't really give us what we need, right? It's just way too much information. So what we might need to do here is put a die here and a die here. But the problem is that this is gonna stop on the first die. Then we might need to comment it out and then do the next one. If we do this, it is gonna bring us this result, which is inside the ch. We might need to comment this and uncomment the other. Oh, actually, the other way. Actually, but like that. So I would need to comment this one, then uncomment the other one, rerun it, and I'm gonna have what is in the result, but then I don't have access to anything else. So if I were to use Psysh, then that's way better because I can access the ch variable, which actually gives me a way more complete result than the other one. The other one, you see, that didn't give me anything, the bar dumps. This one is giving me a lot of information. And I just can simply go and print the information of whatever variable that I would like to take a look at. That's powerful.
Yeah, it's really awesome with the REPL how you can interactively get feedback.
Mhm.
And the browser is a good example where you have a REPL, a JavaScript-based REPL, where you can just go ahead and try things out very quickly without having to go between and jump between different contexts of writing the code and testing it out. And I actually think a REPL is a great way to learn. So if you're learning PHP and you want to try things out, you could just do it in line and test out the code.
Yes, exactly. That's right. Yeah, that is usually how I learn most programming languages, using REPL and trying to get information from there. So that's pretty good. And actually, I forgot to let people know that you can like and subscribe our YouTube channel, give us thumbs up, subscribe, get notified when we get our upcoming live streams, which happens every Wednesday and Friday. I'm sorry, my voice is kind of cranky. I think I'm gonna get sick because of my son.
Oh no.
Yeah, when one person in the family gets sick,
Yeah, it goes around.
gets sick. Yeah. And then So what's coming next on Friday?
Yeah, on Friday, we're going to talk about how to track email open rates. So we've been talking a lot about email deliverability. We'll be talking about mail merge and all these different concepts related to email. Now let's ask the question: who's actually opening our emails? Who is actually engaging with our emails? And tracking email open rates is one way that you can learn more about how your communication through email is going and how effective it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's something important. I mean, if you're sending a bunch of emails and then you don't know if they're actually reading it, how directing them, send, so knowing that information is like crucial for any business or
Yep,
any individual. Right?
totally.
Mhm.
And as well, Blog, I think you mentioned this, but we live stream every Wednesday and Friday. So today is our first one of the week, and then our second one is on Friday. And we live stream at 11 a.m. Eastern and 8 a.m. Pacific time.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
join us on our
Excellent.
live stream coming up on Friday, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter. We're at Nylas, and then LinkedIn. Just let us know whatever you want to see in the show. If you want to be a guest on our show, uh, let us know how we're doing. Do you like coding with Nylas? You don't like it? What can we do better? Just let us know, please.
All feedback is welcome.
Exactly. And just to finish up, don't forget that you can go to developer.nylas.com to get all the information that you need to build your applications with Nylas. And also go to nylas.com/blog to see all the blogs that we publish. We publish a lot. So just go there. I can't pass.
Awesome. That was
All
great,
right.
Blog. It was great to kind of go into more debugging, especially with PHP. That's a language that we haven't covered in some time. So thanks for walking us through that.
Yeah, thank you, Ram. Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye. See you.
Bye.